What's up, comic book fans, and welcome to Comics Icons. Now, JJ what they call me, and today, we got more gang war. This time with Spider-Woman issue number 4. And although this will be an ongoing series, this is the final portion of her tie-in to this gang war. And if you need to get caught up on how we got to this point in gang war, I'll leave a card up top and a link at the end of this video to the complete gang war playlist. But by the end of this video, we'll get a pretty clear understanding of just how Hydra got their hands on Jessica's baby boy. But when we last left off, Spider-Woman had found out that the Green Mamba was none other than her son that she had been searching for. So if you guys are ready to find out how the most awkward family reunion goes down, then you know what time it is. Let's get it. So we picked this issue up where the last one left off, and Jessica Drew is face to face with the son that she had been searching so hard to find. The son that had been wiped from everybody's memories when she had returned from the web of life and destiny. And now, the face looking back at her is after her head. But Jessica thinks this is a trick. How can this be her son, Jerry? Jerry is barely a toddler. But he reminds her that she herself has spent time in an age acceleration chamber. And the only trick was convincing herself that she could have a normal life. Then Jerry breaks down how it all went down. That when she was cut off from the web of life and destiny and ceased to exist, the man watching him, Roger, had forgotten who Jerry was and why he was even there. So Jerry was left completely alone and in his crib. But Hydra has a program that monitors children with potential, and without a known guardian, they were able to just walk in and take him out of his crib, then scrub the place of his existence. Then he says that her face has haunted him as he grew in one of Hydra's vats. When Jessica came back into existence, Hydra declined to wipe her from his memory, letting him obsess over the mother that left him behind. As the people began to remember Jerry, Viper made sure to use Hydra's resources. AI data sweeper programs, psychic brain networks, and even magic to erase his identity. All the means of creating perfect warriors hidden from the world. But now Jessica tries to convince him that she never abandoned him, that Hydra has brainwashed him, that Viper is just using him to hurt her. But Jerry reveals that he was never even assigned to this mission, but he fought to get this opportunity. This petty war for gang dominance isn't a high priority for Hydra. It's just a way for Viper to entertain herself. And making Spider-Woman's life worse was just a bonus. But none of this matters on Hydra's scale. But when Diamondback hears that last part, he's not too particularly thrilled. Meanwhile, Jessica tries her damnedest to convince Jerry that he matters to her, and she'll find a way to fix this. But Diamondback has heard enough, and then he punches Spider-Woman in the back, dropping her. Then he tells Green Mamba that this war ain't no joke to me, Snake Boy. My reputation's on the line. If Hydra wants to play with that, then let's play. So he pops a few of those diamond power-ups, and then he hulks up. Then we transition to the inside of the vessel that Spider-Woman is fighting on the outside of. And as the scientists are quickly trying to pack up everything so they can hightail it up out of there, Madam Web shows up. And she just wanted to make sure that the engine room was clear. So now one of the scientists is like, clear for what? Then she smirks and tells him, for this. As Captain Marvel shows up and flies straight through it. So then as we transition back to Spider-Woman, Diamondback, and Green Mamba, who are now on the top deck of a sinking ship, Spider-Woman spots Carol Danvers, but she can't let Carol get in the middle of her and her son. Meanwhile, now Diamondback and Jerry are scrapping, and Jerry gets in a nice little slice to the face of Diamondback. But he's powered up now, and he straight up flings Gary, sending him flying. And then he winds up slamming against some kind of broken pole or spike or something. And now he's hurt pretty bad. And as Jessica tries running after him, she's caught by Diamondback, who slams her to the ground. Then he taunts her for being the cause of what happened to Jerry. Then she punches Diamondback with everything she's got, which stuns him briefly. But then he lifts a big-ass crate And just as he lifts it over his head and is about to slam it down on Jessica, he's zapped in the back by Jerry with a venom blast, dropping the crate right down on Diamondback. But Jerry doesn't want Jessica to mistake this for sympathy. Diamondback had it coming, but he's still hurt pretty badly, and as he tries to back away from Jessica, he ends up stumbling off the edge of the boat. So now Jessica runs after him, and then she gets to the edge to find Jerry hanging on. And as she reaches out her hand to save him, he lets go, falling into the water. But just as Jessica leaps in for her baby boy, Captain Marvel swoops in to catch Jessica just before she hits the water. And then as Jessica screams for Carol to let her go, Carol flies her off to safety, so she thinks. Then we see the rest of the backup that Madam Web had called in, rounding up the rest of Hydra and Diamondback. And then Captain Marvel tries to fly back to search for the Green Mamba, but Jessica grabs her and convinces Carol to just let it go. He's gone now, and she needs Carol right there with her. Then we see Jessica, who gives some inner monologue saying that, when I was a little girl, Hydra kidnapped me and tried to turn me into their perfect weapon. I broke free, but now they have my baby boy. He's living through the same torment and mind games that I escaped. I'll do anything it takes to save him from that pain. And I'm gonna make every single member of Hydra pay for what they've done. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of this issue and Spider-Woman's portion of this gang war. So what did you guys think of the story? And are you interested in Spider-Woman's solo series going forward? You guys know this has been my favorite of the gang war storylines, but I gotta admit, this finale kind of fell off a little bit for me. I thought the whole Jerry plot was a little bit meh, to me at least. And he ended up being kind of whiny and naive. But maybe the ongoing series can flesh out his character a little bit more. Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. But how did you guys feel about him? And do you think Spider-Woman can convince him to come around? Or do you even want him to? I do kind of think that keeping him as a villain could make for an interesting nemesis for Spider-Woman. Maybe. But if you guys enjoyed this video and this channel, and you'd like to support the channel further, then you could do so by joining the new Iconic Fan Club channel membership. With your membership, you'll gain access to weekly interactive live streams with yours truly in front of the camera, where we could talk about everything that's been going down in these issues, as well as ones that you'd like for me to go over in the future and other comic book news. Plus, you guys will get loyalty badges, member shout-outs, and more. Or you can donate to the channel with a super thanks. And if you're not able to do that, then you can still be a huge help to the channel by dropping a like, share, and subscribing to Comics Icons for more icons in the comic book world. But ladies and gentlemen, it's about that time. I'm out. Peace.